Hey everybody, so I am Ben from FrSky, so it's FrSky, most people know us by. And this year we're at RC Supershow, so showing off some of our new products. So we have a new line of radios, which are the X20R and RS systems. These are the new versions of our X20 and X20S series radios. They come in awesome colors like the chameleon that you see here, the white like this radio here. This one I have the 3-axis gimbal stick set up for a lot of my ground vehicles like semi-trucks and other ground vehicle purposes. A lot of the droid builders and robotics builders fly with the utilize 3-axis sticks. We also have the new 18 series, the 18R and RS, in the same color options as the 20 series. I'm not sure if we had our X20 Pro AW Aero Wing versions last year, but we do have the new versions of the X20 Pro, the Aero Wings, which come with the self-locking switch, so it's a protected switch that you lift to toggle, as well as the other upgrades like the switch caps and the multi-position flap slider for your flaps with the D10s on it.
Okay, going down the line, what are these models?
So the 14 we had last year. This is our most budget-friendly radio. On the low end, $200, and for the one with the upgraded gimbals, $280. The twin light we also had last year. This is the gaming style, very portable, very popular with the DLG glider guys, so that they can hold a very small radio in their hand with the launch mode enabled while they're launching the DLG gliders.
Excellent. Now, why would we go with your company versus Spectrum or someone else?
So the biggest draw for our products is the dual band technology. This is something that we introduced a few years ago where you have 2.4 gigahertz and 900 megahertz in a single receiver. So it's like having two receivers and two radios connected at all times, and it's a parallel transmission. So when you lose any packets on 2.4, the 900 will fill in those gaps. And then our most recent, most popular item that we've been selling lately are the RF007 flybarless flight controllers for helicopters. So these will run in the helicopters like this one here. And essentially it runs a software called Rotor Flight, which is basically a fork of Betaflight that a lot of the drones have been using for the past several years. And it's really revolutionizing the helicopter market. A lot of guys are switching over to the Rotor Flight. It is an open source software, and it just really provides a great locked-in feel for the way that the helicopters perform.
Okay, so let me ask you, you said open source. I know your transmitters, your radios work on their own proprietary OS,
yes,
and not OpenTX or anything like that, right?
Correct. So the new software that we have is called Ethos, and it's basically developed by the same major developer from OpenTX. So it retains a lot of the look and feel and programming functions and features of OpenTX, but just with a much more intuitive interface for navigating the model setup and all of your programming. It's laid out in a more logical way, and with the touchscreen on the radios, you have a much easier navigation experience for all of your model programming and setup.
Excellent. Now, a lot of people have legacy Spectrum.
Yes.
And they don't want to throw it all away. How can you accommodate people that want to go to your system but don't want to get rid of their receivers and all that kind of thing?
Great question. A good transition. So if you're coming from Spectrum, we do have compatibility with the multi-protocol project using a third-party module for the back called the iRange 4-in-1. So you can still bind up your Spectrum receivers, but you are only going to be on a single 2.4, which is why we recommend still going over to our dual band receivers with 2.4 and 900, where you have that redundant link. That's going to give you the most secure link. Now for gliders, the best receivers are going to be the G series receivers. So it'll be like a GR6 or GR8. And those have the built-in variometer for your altitude and vertical speed.
And they work with any transmitter, or they require a special one?
So it just kind of depends. The TD receivers will work with the tandem radios, but not the twin radios. The twin is dual 2.4 to 2.4 links, and that's the TW for twin.
Okay.
So if you get a twin receiver like the X4, twin radio like the X14 or the twin light, you want to make sure to get a TW receiver such as this, and then it would be something like the GR6 for the glider version. And then we also have a lot of servos, like these little micro servos for the DLGs, all the way up to larger servos, but most are using something along this size.
You know, I've always used high tech. Why, quality-wise, why do you recommend these? I know you want to sell them, obviously, but how do they compare to spec or high-tech servos or Futaba?
So what's nice about our servos is that you can program them all directly from the radio. So you can set your center points, you can set your sweeps, you can set the different parameters like the locking strength of the arms, and a few other parameters. And with most of our servos, except for the ACT series, you can get telemetry feedback. So you can see the actual temperature, voltage, and current draw of your servos, so you know something.
What gear trains are they?
They're all metal. They're all metal. I don't know the exact whether they're all steel or part brass. I haven't opened one up yet.
Okay.
But they are all metal.
And motor types, what are they?
We have both coreless brushed motors, and we also have brushless versions as well.
And what is the warranty on the servos?
1 year. 1
Same
year
with the
from data
radios.
purchase. Yes.
Where are you located?
We're located in Brea, California, off of the 57 and Imperial Highway.
Okay. And yeah, I think that's it, Ben.
Awesome. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate all your time.
Excellent. I hope to make it out to your field soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.